the method of introducing these guarantees. And despite the fact that it's been 6 months and the Irish government has been travelling around and doing bilateral meetings, at the last minute we're having these problems. I mean, imagine if you, for instance, were in the shoes of an Irish diplomat right now at the table, and your friend across the table was suddenly saying, oh, well, actually, we have a problem with this. I mean, you'd be pretty upset, you'd be pretty irritated, right?
Yeah, I guess they will have to do some fighting as well to make sure that they get what they want, the Irish also. I think this is not unusual. I mean, you know, it is so important for all of us. We have to get it right, and the lawyers will have to look at exactly what should be the format of this, and what should it be called, and can we be sure that this is really watertight in the end. So I am still confident that they will solve it until next week, and they have made a commitment to help out, and they will have to come to a decision. But you know what? I've been now for 10 years in the Commission. I don't know 1 year when we have not said that the EU is in a crisis, that we've been talking about a crisis. So I think maybe this is the fuel that sort of also drives the whole machinery in the end, that we should have this impression of being in a crisis situation, or having to solve something which is also sometimes controversial, or get the member states to look at each other like they do right now. Please don't open up to us or create a problem for us, but we are willing to help you.
Okay, right. Well, I'm sure whatever they come out with next week will be watched with eager attention. I suppose you're right, it does make it a bit more exciting, you know, crisis summit, you know, running down to the wire. It should make for good television anyway. So that concludes the questions that were submitted online. I want to first of all thank you, Commissioner Wallstrom, for coming out here to meet us. I know you've just come off a plane from Cork and you're leaving very soon, so we really appreciate taking the time. I think it's really useful for people in reflecting on the EU institutions, what the EU does, to see a face of someone who is in such a prominent position as yourself. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Are you sure they don't want to put more questions here?
Well, we may have time for one final question, actually, if there's one from the crowd. Yeah, this chap over here, if you want to come up and get a microphone. Okay, go for it.
Just, Commissioner, just wondering maybe your thoughts on the Copenhagen Agreement. What do you think the chances for success are? And just, there's been some talk that there's been a lot of watering down coming from, I suppose, the Polish government has been putting pressure to water down the agreement and taking out industries from ETS and that. Just your thoughts on chances for success and chances for a strong deal.
Okay, so this question, for those who didn't hear it, is the Copenhagen Agreement on issues like carbon trading and those kind of issues. I mean, do you think it's going to be a successful deal? Is it going to be watered down? I mean, we've talked about climate change. This is a huge issue.
Well, we should not underestimate the problems. And the rumors has it exactly as you say, that the Polish are being difficult right now, insisting on beforehand having sort of the kind of burden or responsibility sharing between the EU member states. They should refrain from this. They should not do this. They should not enter that road, because it means that we are weakened on beforehand. If we are split internally also between the EU 27, then this will be very, very difficult. What is also not helpful at the moment is, of course, that many use the economic crisis to say we cannot afford to raise that much money that the developing countries want to make sure that they can do both adaptation and mitigation measures. And that is also very wrong, and I think also factually mistaken, because what will happen if we do not help them? The price, we have to decide if we pay a price now or later, and at a much higher price, pay much more, and it will be even more difficult. So no, it's a very, very tough challenge, but the first condition is that we can stick together, that we can hold hands and we speak with one voice in Copenhagen, and also be ambitious enough and really see this also as an opportunity for us to change our societies, our quality of life, and the way we look at production and consumption and our societies, and the investments also that can come from this. And I think the potential is enormous. As you've seen already, I see that you also invest in wind energy, and this is the fastest growing sector right now also for energy. This is what we should do. We should look at the opportunities and the business opportunities, and maybe we can be an example of that as well. But no, it will be very, very tough, and let's hope that the Polish can get their act together and also show some solidarity, European solidarity in this.
Great. Thank you for that question and for that response. Before we go, we have a small little gift to say thank you. This is just something that we in Generation Yes put together. You can have a look, you can take it out there. It may be something that you might want to consider for your next commission meeting with the College of Commissioners. If you have a look there. It's a t-shirt. Just spice things up a little bit.
Good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you everyone for coming today. Thanks a lot.